I'm Ted from Everything Attachments, and we're here today with our own disc harrows built in-house. And even though it may look pretty similar to an angle iron disc, which it is, it's made a lot different than any of the angle iron disc I've seen before. Our trademark is quality by design, and we have put a lot of design into this. I've tried to think of everything I could to keep it light for the little tractors like the BX Kubotas and the subcompacts, all the way up to, say, the 30 horsepower B series or the small tractors that have a lot of horsepower. To start with, the angle iron that we used is not actually bought angle iron. Everything is cut with every end piece to where it fits perfectly into these channels, and it's cut on our Whitney. And then we've done a lot of this thing. It looks like a regular disc to start with, but it just has so many things in it that I'm going to go over the features one by one with you. Most of the angle iron and everything is 1/4 inch in thickness. The front hitch and the angle pieces that go up to your top link are 5/16. The rear bar going back to the back is 5/16. Now, there may be one out there, but I've never seen a subcompact disc or a disc with as little as 12 blades on it that has the actual roller bearings, which most people use in their higher quality tube frame disc. Every disc harrow we make, and we're making 4 different models, which make up over 1,000 different combinations, depending on the blades, round, smooth, notched, how many are on it. So there's a ton of combinations with every disc harrow that we make, but we are putting the roller bearings on every one of them instead of the friction bearings. Friction bearings are basically cast iron pieces that have several notches on it with 2 pieces that clamp over it. There's no bearing about it. It's simply just grease in there and metal turning against metal. So it's a lot better than nothing, but the greased true roller bearings are the best. So we even use those on our small disc harrows. Okay, to start with, the angle iron that angles this way is in there for a reason. The hanger that we put underneath here, and I'll show you that in a minute, the way we made it, instead of just a flat piece of metal, which just about everybody uses, this is a formed piece of metal in our press brake. It's all cut out perfectly with a CNC machine, and then we form the sides of it to make it really strong, because every time you crease a piece of metal, it makes it stronger. Just like this, if it was flat, wouldn't be near as strong as if it were bent there. So we've made some special bearing hangers that make this up. We put this behind our 45 horsepower Bobcat, which has weighted tires, a full loader on it, went to the field, got it deep in the dirt, turned left and right with it in every direction, and we couldn't tear it up. So we think it's good for everything that it was sized for correctly. And what's really unique is, so this angle is this way, and this angle iron is this way, which I've never seen one that way. And the reason is so the hanger underneath, where the angle of these hangers are, which this is the flat piece, and then these are the 2 inside pieces, the way it works is because we turn the angle opposite directions, and that creates a lot of designing problem, but we worked it all out. You see the angle irons are going opposite direction, which I've never seen before. It makes everything twice as strong when you put these type of bearing hangers on here. And you can see that the bearing hanger has a formed piece on each side over 1 inch thick, giving you extra strength with the nice roller bearings. All the cast iron assemblies. This is a disc harrow that's meant to last for a long, long time. One bearing holder keeps it rigid one way. The other bearing holder keeps it rigid the other way, making the whole assembly fully rigid in both directions. And I've never seen that, but it's what really needed to be done to make it what I think is the best. And having the true roller bearing for a small disc trying to keep the weight down for a subcompact, I think we've really hit on something. You can get a 16 or 18 inch disc on this model. It's 12 of them. Where we do our bends back here, they have welded gussets under the seams here on both sides, and then we form this piece of 1/4 to put across the whole top. This piece is cut out to fit the 1/4 so you get good pull from both sides. You've got your main brace going up to give your strength for your top link. So you can see right here from the back what I mean by the form pieces, because you see the thickness there. It's not just a flat piece of metal. So we put a lot of thought into this. I worked on this thing for 3 days in the design, changing it, moving things around, and then we built one with the angles on both sides, decided how much stronger we could make it if we put the angles in opposite directions, scrapped the first couple of prototypes, and just basically started over until we got it the way I wanted it. This is the way I want it. I think it's the way you'll want it. I think it's the best disc hair on the market for these size of tractors. It's price reasonable, freight to your door if you're within 1,000 miles of us. We put a good automotive paint finish on it, and it comes completely assembled. Now this is one model that you will have to put in the 2 pins. We're also using, and I've seen every kind of combination, the cheap way of doing the axles is simply to use a piece of square bar, weld a plate on the end of it, and that's the way most of them are made. We are using a forged axle, which is the strongest, with a cast iron end plate on it. Every bit of this costs more money, but we're able to sell it to you at the same price we are the discs that we're selling currently by other manufacturers, simply because we're making it in-house. So with everything attachments, with all the engineering that we've put into this, quality by design means so much to us that we just want to stay on top of the leading edge of what even the big manufacturers, and you know the names, we want to be better than them, we want to be more price conscious than them, and we want to get it directly from the manufacturing plant, which is us, to you, the customer, where you get the best product for the best price. So if you've got any questions about sizing this for your tractor, give us a call or an email, and we'll be happy to help.